previous training, we talked about how each role in your aesthetic practice, whether you're an injector, an esthetician, or front desk, right, that it directly contributes to revenue, right? Patient results and overall experience at the end of the day. But now I want to take things up a notch and talk about how to become the best, right? Elite, top 5% in your role. What if I told you that becoming the top 5%, the best of the best in aesthetics, becoming that pro, whether it's injector, esthetician, front desk, is absolutely possible in really just 18 minutes a day away from you claiming that title, claiming being the best of the best in your role. And that's right, it's possible in just 18 minutes a day for you to be better than 95% of the population in your specific role. Now, if that doesn't get you excited and fired up about what is possible, then you're in the wrong place. But if you're like getting goosebumps, feeling like, yeah, I want to be the best, be a top 5%er, then you are in the right place. Maybe the morning show, okay, Real Housewives, right? And less than it takes to watch an episode of the Real Housewives without commercials, of course, you could become a pro, an expert, a top 5%er in your role. So in this week's training, I want to talk to you about exactly how to apply this method to really evaluate your role, the outcomes, and ultimately your career success. All right, so have you ever heard of the rule of 100? The rule of 100 states that if you spend 100 hours per year improving a skill, you will be better than 95% of the population. 95% of the people doing that same skill or that same role. Just 100 hours per year, guys. And if you break that down, that is equivalent to just 18 minutes a day. That's it. 18 minutes a day. That is all that it takes for you to become the best of the best, right? The top 5%er. And if that doesn't excite you, right? Like, I don't know what does, because who doesn't want to be crowned, anointed, looked at as the best in their role, regardless if that is the practice manager, the injector, the esthetician, the front desk, the patient coordinator, right? We got to have pride in what is that we are doing every single day. What is our role, right? We want to have such pride and ownership in that. And who wouldn't want to be the best? So, and if you think about it, right? If you could be the top 5% of your profession, would you take that opportunity? Would you grab that opportunity by the horns? Because it literally is possible in just 18 minutes a day. Now, you may be thinking, okay, well, hell yeah, I want to do the best, right? And be the best and be a top 5%er. Who doesn't want that? But where do I start? What do I do? I don't know, right? I want to be the best injector. I want to be on that stage. I want to be, called on to do workshops. I want to be a national trainer, right? I want my before and after pictures to go viral. I want to be requested by new clients because they heard about or seen my work, right? Of course you want that, but where do you start? Where do you start? And what we would love to do is to help you, regardless of what role that you have in your med spa. If you comment 99, and we'll send you a comprehensive list, a list of activities an aesthetic pro can be practicing, could be doing, that is going to help them to refine, optimize your skill set, help you to get better results for your patients, help you to really increase revenue per hour, rebooking rates, to help grow your commission, to help grow your reviews, further your career, right? Grow revenue for the practice. These are all things that we could be doing when you have schedule gaps, right? When you have that downtime. I don't want you going to Starbucks. I don't want you checking Instagram. I want you to use that time, right? And most of the time we have 18 minutes during the work day, right? I don't even think it's likely that you need to take this 18 minutes outside of business hours. For many of you, you can take this 18 minutes that's needed to become a pro, to become the best while you're getting paid at work, right? But we got to be conscious of how we use your time. And so comment 99 and we'll send you a comprehensive list of activities and skills that you could be doing, right? In between your downtimes and gaps in your schedules to level up your game, to level up your skill set. And I don't want to just stop there. So let's break down and let's role play here and do some examples for some different roles in your aesthetic practice and what that 18 minutes a day could possibly look like. So let's start with an injector. And an injector, you want to be the best, right? So what are you going to do to utilize that 18 minutes a day for the next year to become a top 5%er? Okay, so here's a couple examples of what you could do. I could start with let's watch and analyze at least one aesthetic injection technique training video. There are so many great, amazing courses out there by the ones that are already a top 5%er, right? You can find so much great free trainings on YouTube. If you're a part of different associations, there's so many great seminars, webinars, workshops that you can find online. You just have to use the free information that is out there. And I can't even remember the statistic or saying is, and people ask me this all the time of like, why are you so willing to give away all of your knowledge and expertise and scripts and frameworks and SOPs? And the reality is, guys, is that like less than 95% of people actually use the free information that I send out there. And it's sad to me, right? Because I am so passionate about leveling up the aesthetic industry, but that's the reality of it. And that's okay. But I love those 5%ers, right, that actually take this information and apply it and do something with it. So if you're an injector, go out online. There's so many great free trainings out there where you can watch and analyze the technique, right? And then step 2, right? Practice on a simulation pad or a mannequin. Of course, live subjects are really important, right? But at the same time, you absolutely have, simulation pads and mannequins that you can be practicing on. And you have to become an expert, right, in facial anatomy when you're doing advanced techniques, right? So gotta be a student of the game. And one of my favorite things that I think is a real differentiator, and not just like of the didactics of how to inject, but really practicing and becoming an expert in the consultation process. I think this is something that is often wildly underrated and underlooked of your skill set in performing a consultation and really what that means, right? And if I'm breaking that down and sharing with you where I believe a lot of people miss out on opportunity is that they're not utilizing all the different tools in their tool belt. They're not recommending combination treatment plans, right? They're one trick ponies, right? And that may be because they're only allowed or to do certain treatments in their practice, right? And they don't want to refer out or have to, get anyone else involved. Or they're just not, taking the time, right, to work on what's happening beneath the surface of the skin, right, on a cellular level, and then also, on top of the skin. They're not utilizing medical grade skincare, right, in conjunction with injectables or devices, right? They're not looking at the person as a whole and, talking to them about, hormones or sexual wellness, right? Because, guys, if a woman doesn't feel good on the inside because there's all these crazy hormonal balances, right? Then there's only so much that she's really going to care about on the on the outside. But if we treat the person as a whole, right? Not only are you going to get, better results, but man, you're going to convert, you're going to have like a raving fan from start to finish. So make sure that you're utilizing all the tools in your tool belt and really spending the time with them to recommend a comprehensive treatment plan, not just for this one treatment, right? But really the end result that they're after and maintenance thereafter as well, and educating them on the importance of a treatment plan. So imagine if you did this daily, right? Daily for a year, your skills would just skyrocket, right? Your confidence, this is a huge, huge thing for injectors. Your confidence would absolutely soar, right? And your results, flawless, right? Was it Juliana that you say chef's kiss, right? Chef's kiss. All right, now let's say you're an esthetician, right? And you want to elevate your craft in just 18 minutes a day. What could that possibly look like, right? Well, how about researching the latest skincare ingredients and trends? How about practicing, lymphatic drainage or different massage techniques? How about improving your client consultation and how to recommend medical grade skincare and an at-home regimen? How about learning advanced chemical peel or micro needling protocols, right? Not just here's one treatment or let's do a series of 3, but really advanced techniques out there. And, when I go to these conferences and I'm seeing, different estheticians on the stage and really the top 5%, man, there is night and day difference between those that, just show up, give that facial or give that, maybe 1 or series of 3 microneedlings versus those that really have done their homework, have gotten the advanced training in creating comprehensive combination treatment plans that are just getting amazing results with the services that an esthetician provides, that doesn't, necessarily need, the big fancy lasers that are melting your face or getting injectables at the end of the day. So it's absolutely possible. Think about one of the best estheticians that I've ever met. She used to set a timer and practice extractions on an orange, right? Every day she would work at it. And now she's, one of the most sought after estheticians for acne treatments. And I can always remember thinking about her working on that orange and really just, getting good at her craft at the end of the day. All right, let's break down a next one, the front desk, okay? Now, you might be thinking a front desk, that's not a skill per se, right? But I would challenge you to think bigger, right? Because a top tier front desk, sometimes people call them patient coordinators, they can make or break a practice. And here's how you can master that role, that position in just 18 minutes a day. So first is you want to be like a professional athlete that listens or watches tape, right? So I want you to be listening to your phone calls. If you have an opportunity to, if you're doing consultations or you're checking people out, right? If you could record those, whether that's video or audio, you want to watch tape. You want to watch tape or listen to tape. You want to listen or watch videos on YouTube or listen to podcasts around, sales and customer service. You want to role play handling different objections or difficult, conversations that happen every single day on the phone at the front desk, right? You want to role play those because when they happen in the moment, if you're prepared, your reaction or maybe potentially the need for a lack of reaction is going to be really important in those moments. And when you are prepared then and not taken off guard and not having to like fly by the seat of your pants is when you're really going to be able to handle that objection, to overcome that challenge, to get the sale, to get the appointment scheduled on the books. And you want to, play games with your schedule, your number, your data, the number of calls you're taking, the number of appointments you're confirming, what your show up rates are, right? You want to become a master in scheduling efficiency and time blocking as well, right? Become a student of the game of what time blocking techniques are going to work the best for not only yourself, right, but your providers as well. That's what a top tier, that's a top 5%, the best of the best front desk is doing, right? They are master at scheduling. It's not just like click and confirm and making a phone call. Are you going to be able to make it to your appointment, right? It's so much more than that. Now, there's a good portion out there that, yeah, they clock in, clock out, and they answer the phone and hello, goodbye, and here's your, take your credit card and see you on your way. But a top 5%er, and you know what those front desks are like when you've met them. You've seen the night and day difference of what a top 5%er front desk really looks like compared to someone that just shows up, right? And they might get the coffee and they say hi to people, right? And they don't really want to be there. They're not passionate about their job. They're not passionate about, being a reinforcer to the treatments that they just had. And making sure that they rebook their next appointment before they leave and that they don't leave without their medical grade skincare. I mean, it is night and day difference because remember, your front desk is the first and the last point of contact in a patient's visit, right? And so challenge your front desk, right? Get them thinking about what it's going to take for them to be considered a top 5% or a best of the best at the front desk, right? And I think about how one front desk that we've worked with started, using her morning coffee time to learn one new sales phrase every single day. And after a year, she tripled the practice's pre-booking rates, right? Because she became very strategic in what she wanted to become the best at, right? What KPI, what benchmark was she not only going to start focusing on and paying attention to, but then she became a student of the game and crafting, like, how am I going to get better at that, right? And we had such great conversations about what that looked like. All right. So remember, make sure that you, in the comments, message 99, and we're going to send you literally 99 different activities that a medspa pro should be doing when you have gaps in your schedule, when you have downtime, right? To be able to help you to become the best, to generate more revenue, to generate more appointments on the books. And we have them separated out in different departments, right? It could be for the front desk. It could be for an esthetician. It could be around social media. It could be about, fine-tuning your craft. It could be about re-engaging past patients to come in. We have a whole list of activities that we can help you to utilize your time in the 18 minutes a day that you have committed to in order to become the best of the best, okay? So what do you do next? What do you do next? So the very first thing that you want to do is, okay, identify what is it that I want to become the best in? What do I want to be a top 5% in, right? And yeah, you can say, you can be as, generalized as your role specifically. I want to be a top, injector, right? But you also can be like, I want to be, the best of the best for lips, right? Or I want to be the best of the best. I want to be known for doing the, RF microneedling or chemical peels, right? I want to be the best front desk that's known for getting, an 80% rebooking rate. So any client that comes in here, 80% of clients do not leave without having their next appointment scheduled, right? Or maybe that's like, I'm known as the esthetician that, sells $20,000 a month in medical grade skincare. What is it that you want to be the best of the best? You got to identify, right? You got to write down what is it that you want, okay? And then you're going to set aside 18 minutes a day, 18 minutes, block it off, right? You got to block it off, make time for it, because otherwise life gets busy, right? And then we don't do it, right? And so you've got to block off this time, choose a skill that's going to move the needle, and then you got to track your progress. You got to track your progress and celebrate wins, right? With your coworkers, with your family, your friends, your direct supervisors. because not only, setting time aside, right? Tracking it, measuring that success is going to help you to continue to show up every single day. And that's what it takes. That is what it takes. It's the repetition, it's the consistency of showing up. All right. All right, girl, I want you to get to it, right? I want you to first figure out what is it that you are going to master this year? What is it that you are going to master this year and then commit to 18 minutes a day? That's all it takes. Simple. That's all that it takes. And remember, comment 99, and we'll make sure that you receive our list of 99 activities an aesthetic pro can do during your downtime. So that when you commit to those 18 minutes a day, you have a long laundry list, right? To what, regardless of what role you play in the aesthetic industry, to give you some ideas of how you can utilize that 18 minutes to achieve that goal. Because mastery isn't about taking giant leaps, right? It's about tiny, consistent steps, right? That's what it takes to become the best of the best. You don't have to, it does you no good to dedicate 10 hours and then, never pick up the skill or practice again, right? It's about showing up every single day. That's what's going to transform your career, your income, and also, and most importantly, your confidence. That is what is going to give you that confidence, is consistently show up. So if you can commit to this, then I'm confident that you can become a top 5%er, a best of the best in this aesthetic industry. And by this time next year, it's absolutely possible if you think about it that way. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me here. All right, if you love this training, make sure that you share it with your team or another med spa that could benefit. And join us next week, same time, same place. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thanks so much, guys, for joining us.